Assalamualaikum and hi to Dr. Wan and fellow classmates. So today we are going to present the comparison between Victorian era versus Modernism era. My name is Nurul Najihah Binti Idris, my TID D2018-208-5636. So I'm going to explain on the Victorian era first. The period of Queen Victoria's reign from 1837 until her death in 1901 was marked by sweeping progress and ingenuity. It was the time of the world's first industrial revolution, political reform, and social change. Charles Dickens and Charles Darwin, a railway boom, and the first telephone and telegraph. All this happened in the Victorian era.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nar Amani Izzati binti Abdul Harif. My matric number is D2018-208-5608. So I will be explaining on Modernism era. So Modernism as a literary movement represents fresh, bold approaches and techniques, a new panoramic point of view, and advanced literary and critical theories, especially in literature, art, and music. This term itself is first used by British journalist, editor, and literary critic Rolf Arnold Scott James in his Modernism and Romance in 1908. So I will be explaining on the differences between Victorian era and Modernism era. So in Victorian era, it is distinct for its belief in tradition. Meanwhile, in Modernism era, it was not thought on highly. And it is more to try new things and individualism. For Victorian, it is adhere to certain gender roles, as it means here that women and men has different responsibilities. Men had to be strong, and women are supposed to be the homemakers and raising the family. As for the Modernism, they are trying to change the mentality. They are trying to make a change in public opinion on social issue and cultural norms. For the literature part, they are trying to relating people to nature in the Victorian era. As for the Modernism era, they are expressed through science and logical. And I will pass this to Najihah for the next point.
So I'll be explaining on the similarities that these two eras have. So first of all, these two eras are nationalism and questioning of authority. So during the Victorian era, there was a sense of nationalism between these two eras. So many in Great Britain were proud of its nation due to its status as a world power. Britain had influence in India, Africa, Canada, and parts of South America. So another major influence to the nationalism between these two eras, they have several defeats the country suffered in war. So after that, many modernist literates question government and authority in general. Modernists in Great Britain believed that the government was imperialist and responsible for wrongdoing across the world. So that's all from me.
So my name is Nabila Ainami Narsha and my metric number is D2018-208-5628. So for Victorian era, we chose Little Women as the literary text. Okay, so Little Women is a novel by Louisa May Alcott, which was published in 1868 and 1869 for the volume 2. Okay, a brief summary about the novel. Little Women is a story about the life of the four March sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Emmy, raised by their mother, called Mommy, while their father serves as an army during the American Civil War. Each of them have an interesting characteristic that being the core of this story. Meg is beautiful and traditional. Jo is a tomboy who writes, who is the main character in this novel. Okay, and then Beth is a peacemaker among the sisters, and Emmy is an artist who longs for elegance and fine society. Okay, for the theme of this novel is social class. So for social class, just as there were social classes during the Victorian age, they were in the book as well. The Marshalls had a servant who would be in a lower class as them, and Emmy, the youngest in the Marsh family, was always talking about girls who is in the higher society and richer. Looking in the aspect of Victorian literature in the novel, there are a few characteristics, which is men-dominated society. So in the book, men were the ones who were in the war and participating in laborious work. Even though Jo, the female main character, wanted to help in the war, she was not able to because she was a woman. And this mirrored the problem of women's rights during the Victorian age. We have Victorian novels tend to be idealized portraits of difficult life. Okay, so in which hard work, love, and luck win out in the end. For example, the Marshalls are not wealthy, and the girls have learned to live and be happy with what they have. And even though the girls struggle with poverty, it helps them to build their character and find happiness. Next, girls are expected to do what society considers to be proper. So they are to have perfectly clean clothes and perfect manners. And when a character make a moral decision, they are happier and they are rewarded. The conclusion is Louisa May Alcott included a lot of Victorian literature's characteristics in the book and follow the majorities of Victorian people's favorite aspects, such as their obsession for the main character's marriage at the end and death of a character.
Okay, my name is Nur Shakira Haidan. My metric number is G2018208538. I will start with the garden party that we choose for modernism literature. So the garden party is written in the modernist mood without a set structure and many shifts in the narrative. It's a release in 1922 that has luxurious setting based on Manfield's childhood home. So the author is Catherine Manfield. She is a New Zealandian writer who most recognized for her modernist short stories, reflecting a vast range of subjects. She focuses on genre, like family values, sexuality, life, death, social division, and so on. So for the summary of this short story, start with Laura, who is the heroine and narrator of the garden party. She is from the wealthy Sheridan family who at that time prepares to host a garden party. So during that time, Laura and Jose learn that their working class neighbor, Mrs. Scott, has died. So while Laura believes that party should be called off, neither Jose nor their mother agrees. After catching herself in the mirror while wearing a new hat, Laura eases her conscience by deciding to forget the matter until the party is over. This short story shows that the theme of social class, which Laura feels a certain sense of kinship with the workers and again with the Scots as they were not allowed to go near the poor neighbors' dwellings from the lower class. Laura is stuck in a world of high class housing, food, family, and garden parties. So for the modernism literature, first, the garden party has a fairly straightforward plot. So beneath the simple surface, there is a lot more going on. One of the key characteristics of literary modernism is the notion that what's really important in life lies buried beneath the surface of our daily existence. It creates philosophical discussion about the existence using simple language and almost comedic undertones. So second is the use of third-person narration from Laura's point of view. It allowed the reader simultaneous insight into the protagonist's thoughts while observing her action. Noted for her frequent use of internal monologue, a literary device that expresses the thought of her character, Mansfield allows for an in-depth observation of Laura's perspective as her story unfolds. So the third is the story is told over the course of a few hours with no set beginning or traditional character interaction, which she allows the character's history to unfold as the story progresses. The writing technique of her short story shows an alternation of the past, present, future with the scenes deal with the heightened of the emotional impact of the story. She rejects the traditional chronological sequences of narration in favor of subtle deviation intents. So for the conclusion, Melville's use of symbolism and her focus on individual experiences are also hallmarks of literary modernism, as is her character's questioning of traditional values and norms. That's all from us. Thank you for watching.